Well, hello, everybody. This is Lisa Petrich, your youth director at Unity of Olympia. Grateful to be back making videos for you in new ways and in new forms. So, hopefully, you will like it today. We have sent out, I think, 23 boxes of mindfulness to children and families, hoping to help you to become a little more mindful as you go through your day to day. And and I have loved all the emails and all the texts saying they love their boxes and that this is their favorite part. So just keep watching. We're going to use some of those tools in our lesson today. So let's start with our candles, and our candles was something you received in the box, and our little prayer guys, and we are going to say a prayer together. So if you will say this with me, thank you, Spirit, for bringing us together today. May we live, love, and grow from one another. May we be present and mindful to our own self-awareness. Let's say it one more time. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing us here together today. May we live, love, and grow from one another. May we be present and mindful to our own self-awareness. All right, I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to get out our first tool, which is our breathing ball. I think this one was the most fun when everybody got their box because it was just something so neat to expand and to contract like that. And this is supposed to help us to focus on the breath, because the breath is where we are the closest to God. So when we focus on our breath, maybe sometimes we have big feelings or we have something going on where we need to calm down, or we just want to connect some more. So what we can do is we can take these breathing balls and we can go ahead and expand them and breathe in through our nose like we're smelling a flower, and blow out through our mouths like we're blowing out a candle. So practice with me, if you will. We're going to do 3 breaths. First breath in. Get it as big as you can. And then next breath out. Big breath in. Breathe in as much. Get it nice and big. And then next breath out. And last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now some of you may be saying, well, I didn't get a ball. Because most kids got them, but some kids weren't quite there yet. And maybe you'll get a ball next time. But if you don't have a ball, you can't travel this with that doesn't travel. It doesn't go in your pocket very well. You can use your hands like that. So you can take your hands and put all your fingertips together, and then this is your ball. And you can either do it like this. You could breathe in and make the ball big, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then you have this wherever you go to help you remind yourself about that mindfulness and breathing. I thought that was so cool. Good job for doing that with me. That's exciting. All right, we're going to move on to our affirmation today. Our affirmation is, and maybe we could say this affirmation as we breathe in and breathe out. Let's do the be still and know that I am God. So breathe in. Be still and know that I am God. And breathe out. There you go. And then we are going to go to a lesson on mindfulness. And I have this visual for you. This is taken from a book called Calm Mindfulness for Kids. And we're going to be using this book to talk more about mindfulness. Our lesson today is on mindfulness, and it is on self-awareness. So our first part of our lesson is mindfulness. And mindfulness is a big word for a simple idea. You can read along with me if you'd like. It is paying attention with care to one moment at a time. People are often distracted. It takes practice to use your senses to focus on one thing and to learn to live in the present. Our minds can easily be filled with busy thoughts. Even if they are pleasant, too many things going on in your head can be distracting, or it can feel overwhelming. Have you been maybe thinking about all the things you want to do before school starts, or Maybe sometimes we're thinking about all our lessons and different things we want to do at home even. I can get distracted and feel overwhelmed at home. But using mindfulness tools can help relieve anxiety, because your thoughts gently, if you take your thoughts and you focus just on one thing at a time, it can help to gently bring you back to this now moment and remembering to be still and know that I am God. So I have a little video for us on mindfulness. I'm hoping you enjoy it. Let's see if I can get this up here for you. And we'll go here and just enjoy this video with me.
Everyday mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Often when people think about mindfulness, they imagine someone sitting on a cushion alone in a room with their eyes closed. Sometimes that is what mindfulness practice looks like. And sitting with your eyes closed in this way has great benefits. But mindfulness is also so much more. Mindfulness is a way to approach everyday life that makes living more enjoyable and less stressful. You can apply mindfulness to everything you do, whether you are eating, walking, or sitting in class. Mindfulness is a choice that you can make at any moment. Mindfulness can help you better understand how you feel and what you are experiencing. It's about being aware of the present moment instead of replaying the past or worrying about the future. Mindful awareness means being aware with kindness. It's about being engaged in everyday life, choosing to be nice to yourself and others in the present moment, and bringing an open awareness to all moments, whether those moments are pleasant, neutral, or maybe even unpleasant. Bringing to that awareness some curiosity and kindness instead of judgment and criticism. You may be surprised at what you learn if you are curious and kind. This does not mean that you need to be meditating. You just need to be paying attention on purpose with a little friendliness. This can help you with stress or anxiety or even sadness. It helps you focus on what is happening right now, because worrying about the future or the past all the time can be exhausting. Practicing paying attention in a kind way to little things can help train your mind so you can develop more ease across your life. Anything can be leveled up with mindfulness. Here are some examples of ways you can be mindful in everyday life. Right now, you might be sitting in a chair watching this video on your phone. How heavy does your phone feel in your hand? What parts of your hand is the phone touching? Is your phone hot, warm, or maybe cool? Are you sitting down? What parts of your body are being supported by the chair? If you are standing, can you feel which parts of your feet are connected to the ground? Or where you are placing the weight of your body on your feet? This is all mindfulness. Or maybe, when you're talking with someone, instead of listening to them so that you can give them a response or to answer them, listen with the goal of understanding them better. This is a little change that can make a big difference in a conversation. The trick is not to automatically react to what you're paying attention to. Just notice what body sensations and emotions come up. And notice your reactions or judgments, because there will be judgment. Just try not to judge yourself for how judgmental you might be. There's no right or wrong. Just noticing what's happening in the moment. This can be noticing what's going on around you or inside of you. Let any and all things that you notice be there. You can practice this type of mindfulness anytime, anywhere, and under any circumstance. Simply be aware of what's happening in that moment. Like this moment. What are you noticing right now?
had a lot of good points to it. Let's go ahead and make sure you can see me. There we are. The good video. So what was your favorite part of being mindful? What part do you feel calls to you the most? When she was talking about being mindful when someone's talking, I felt like that was my favorite part. Just being mindful. Sometimes when someone's talking to me, I'm thinking about what's happening next, or I'm thinking about what else I have to do. So being mindful and being present with them really allows you to be their friend. And think about somebody in your life who is calm. Somebody who you feel is mindful and maybe is a mentor for mindfulness for you. That is someone you want to be like. And we can do that just by acknowledging the present moment. Be still and know that I am God. So we're moving on. You might see this, you guys see this card here. It's called, it's Alone. It's from my Bob Sima deck of cards. He took every one of his songs and made a card out of it for a daily inspiration card. And it says here, I don't know about you, but I've been finding myself alone a lot lately and just trying to figure different things out. And I'm having to be graceful with myself. I'm having to really take the time to be gentle with myself and not be too hard on myself for either not getting something done or not maybe being gentle with myself for not talking to myself in a nice way. So I have to remind myself to do that. He says in the front, alone is not without, alone is within, and therein lies your beauty. So if the alone isn't outside, it's inside, then we're focusing on that beauty inside. Many are challenged being alone because our inner critic comes out. Our self-talk gets louder and the whole thing goes sideways. We reach for a distraction or a friend. The seminal line in the song, or the main line in the song, is alone is not a time, alone is not a place. Alone is where you're witness to your loveliness and grace. Being alone can simply be time to witness your loveliness and your grace. What if you allowed yourself to be with yourself, love yourself, and see the beauty and the grace that you most definitely are? How about today? So you can say this with me. I acknowledge my loveliness and my grace. That means you see it in yourself. Maybe you could even do a little mirror work and bring a mirror in there and say, I am lovely, I am graceful. And remind yourself of those beauty qualities that are within. Excellent. So we're going to move on to our self-awareness portion. Now, for this portion, I've used, I have used a book called Made Out of Stars. It's a journal of self-reflection. Now, if you're an older person, I would say maybe if you are 10 or up, that you could actually get this book because it has some areas to journal in it. And I think you would really enjoy it. So we're going to look at the first page, and the first page has this saying in it. It says, I'm not afraid of storms, for I'm learning how to sail my ship. And that means that sometimes we have storm. I know a friend of mine is going through, and my mom is going through a hurricane right now down in Florida. And they're safe. They're fine. She's not afraid. She knows she's done this before. She's being cautious, watching the storm. But she definitely is learning how to sail the ship. And she's learned how to sail her ship. And there's sometimes when we're getting in the middle of things that we're not really sure how to do, that we're still learning. We're having to think about it. So the more we learn about ourselves, the easier it becomes to navigate the obstacles that we face. And that's what this self-realization is, or self-awareness. The way we can do this is by journaling and drawing a picture. I want you to think about these 3 questions. What are you learning about yourself now? What did you learn about yourself a year ago? And what do you hope to learn about yourself? Because sometimes we forget how far we've come. So for now, I'm learning how important it is to take time for myself. And because I've had so much time for myself, it's really shown me how I'm a healthier person when I do take the time to go walking and take care of myself and get enough sleep and eat right. And a year ago, I learned how important family continues to be. I don't know if you remember, but my son moved in with me, and I really appreciated that time that he was here with his wife and we were able to be together. And now I hope to learn maybe more about painting and art and music, because I'm always open to that. And anybody who knows me knows I'm open to learning more about painting, art, and music. So for you, it might be that you're learning how not to be bored and to find things to do. Maybe a year ago you learned new skills like riding a bike, or you had a family vacation that you loved. Maybe for the future you want to learn how to do a skill or behave in a new way. So what I want you to do is I want you to fold your paper in half. I want you to take and fold the paper in half. Oh, we're moving on there. Let me see if I can go back up here. We're going to actually fold it in thirds. So you're going to take a paper like this, and you're going to fold it in thirds. And I want you to talk about what you're learning about yourself now. Now you can draw a picture in this top part, or you can write a couple sentences. But what are you learning about yourself now? What is something you learned a year ago? And then what is something that you want to learn about yourself over the next year? So, and then you can take that and put that aside for you. Or you could take and share it with me. Take a picture of it, send it my way, and maybe I'll even use it on the video, if you'd like me to, for next week. So now we're going to move on to our 5 principles. I want you to think about which principle we really focused on today. These are our 5 principles. Number 1, God is good and active in everything, everywhere. Number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Number 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Number 4, through affirmative prayer, and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And number 5, I do and give my best living the truth. I know I make a difference. I want you to think about the lesson today, and I want you to share maybe with someone in your household, which principle do you think that we addressed today? Which principle do you think that we addressed today? So in closing, I'd like us to do the prayer for protection. If you'll say it with me, please. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for being here with me today. See you next week.